Welcome back to CulvertRadio.com. This segment will take care with Percy Hugo doing political commentary. And we always are surprised. We never quite know what to expect, but we kind of know what direction it's going.
We certainly know who to insult.
Yes, and which direction you guys are going to go in as soon as it starts.
And we'll probably interrupt at inappropriate times.
Global warming, it's global microwaving.
All right, let's hear your reactionary commentary.
Here is my absolute reactionary commentary. This one is entitled ClimateGate, or the recent unpleasantness in the air. Okay, I'm going to read you a couple of excerpts from a...
We're listening.
I'll be putting some recent unpleasantness into the air, which I just...
I thought you already had. You've been drinking that beer.
Yeah, I just found out it's pollution.
No, that was me.
Oh, excuse yourself,
okay.
sir. The head is located next
A
to
lot of greenhouse gas in here at the moment.
I wouldn't call it
I feel the
green.
temperature's going up.
Yeah, definitely warming.
Brownhouse gases.
Look, there's a polar bear. No, never mind.
Somebody farted.
Outhouse gases.
Outhouse gases. Why is it warm in this outhouse?
At least
All
it's warm. I don't have any heat at home.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
read you. I'm gonna read you some excerpts. These are actually from a magazine, and
Go
they
ahead.
are copied verbatim. The truth is that the emails, while unseemly, do little to change the overwhelming scientific consensus on the reality of man-made climate change. In one email sent from Mann to Jones, who are researchers at the CRU in Britain, the topic is a pair of papers that criticize the case for man-made global warming. Jones wrote that he and his colleagues would be sure to keep the papers out of consideration for the forthcoming climate assessment by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, and this is a quote, even if we have to redefine what peer-reviewed literature is. In other
My
emails,
God, there is nothing they won't do to keep this,
hold on, it gets better.
this sacred cow alive, is it?
It gets better. In other emails, scientists appear to have trouble reconciling recent temperature data with the warming expected from climate models. I'll read that again. Scientists appear to have trouble reconciling recent temperature data with the warming expected from climate models. And overall, the correspondence evinces climate scientists' outright scorn for global warming skeptics. In one message, a leading researcher actually offered to beat the crap out of a leading skeptic. Perhaps most damningly, in an email from 1999, Jones refers to one of Mann's studies from the prominent journal Nature in a discussion of his own data. I've just completed Mike's Nature trick of adding in the real temps to each series for the last 20 years, i.e. 1981 onwards, and from 1961 to hide the decline. By the decline, Jones is presumably referring to the fact that temperature data reconstructed from tree ring density, a common way to estimate global temperatures before the widespread use of the thermometer, diverges somewhat from recorded temperatures.
What's the temperature?
After
I'll grab an axe, I'll let
1960.
you know.
You know how many trees they sampled for the tree ring thing?
No.
3.
Yeah.
3
Honestly.
trees.
It is
3.
a tree. One tree on a single continent in Siberia can determine what people think of climate change.
Wow, if that isn't conclusive science, I don't know what is.
That's right. The jury is no longer in. Let's see. Here we go. Now, this is my little op-ed to add to this.
We're listening.
So here we go again. These excerpts are not from Rush.com or GlennBeck.com or even JohnMcCain.org. They are from
CulvertRadio.com.
They are from Time Magazine, a notoriously fair and balanced publication with no left-leaning tendencies whatsoever.
Who the hell wrote that?
Are you being?
I did.
You being
Oh,
a
okay.
feces?
I'm
You being
being
facetious about that?
Oh, facetious.
Yes.
No, feces.
So what does this mean?
It's
Facetious.
like he's kidding.
Yeah. What does this mean? Well, I think the whole scandal has two very important implications. Number one, there is not scientific consensus on man-made global warming, climate change, polar bear crap, or whatever. And number two, they want us to believe there is, and they are willing to do whatever it takes to ensure that we do. It took me a lot of deliberation on where to decide to go with this story. First of all, I was naturally pissed off that scientists were hiding the data that might not support their conclusions, because that's not science. And when coupled with the decision by the EPA to declare CO2 a pollutant, it paints a very clear picture of a political agenda that has left science in its hybrid-powered wake. But this smacks of something larger. A larger conflict is brewing on the horizon, if you will. The declaration of CO2 as a pollutant allows the same thing as the healthcare bill would. Now bear with me on this. This would be a bypass of the Constitution's protections of individual liberty. I know, I'm as crazy as a loon, right? But ask yourself this.
Yes, actually,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
are.
No, ask yourself this.
Are we going to be
In order
not
to-
allowed
We'll still ask ourselves, but you are crazy.
Are we
Okay.
not going to be allowed to exhale?
No,
No.
hold
We're
on.
going to have to.
They're gonna put a shove a catalytic converter in your mouth.
I'm about to ask them. All right, no, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm not crazy.
See, this is why I have
That
to be
you are
reasonable.
crazy.
No,
I'm
you're a
not crazy.
loon.
I'm a loon. Okay.
Go ahead.
So, in order to regulate the amount of CO2 you exhale, can the government regulate your weight? Which is, I mean, larger people exhale more. It's a pollutant, and therefore could they?
Why is
thus
everybody looking
control-
at me?
I'm not. I'm talking. To you. I'll look at Lance if it makes you feel better.
So what does that
I
mean?
feel like
And
a
there-
giant bottle of Coca-Cola.
What does that mean?
And therefore, can they control what you eat due to your increased burden on the environment and your increased burden on the healthcare system? And if they
I'll
can,
buy carbon credits.
and if they can control what you eat, to offset your Captain Crunch.
Oh!
Cholesterol credits.
Yeah,
Oh my God! Think how much
Genius.
carbon dioxide Al Gore's putting out.
yeah, it's cholesterol credits. I
He's
like
a
it.
big one. That Al Gore's
That's
a
a
big
good
one.
one.
And if they can control what you eat and what TV you watch, which they're doing in California, they just put a ban on large screen TVs.
Don't
in
talk
California.
about California.
It's proposed. They have not actually put the
They
ban.
voted on it.
They have.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
going. It's going to become law. It passed that. It passed
Only
one
in
of the two
California.
legislative bodies.
Well, is it plasma or any large TV?
It's just big screen TVs. They consume more power.
HD,
Plasma
large
versus- What
HD.
about LCD?
I don't know if it's plasma or LCD. I just know it's large screen TVs. Pretty sure it doesn't matter.
God.
So okay, if they can control the TV, control what you eat, what TV you watch, and whether or not you smoke, are they not in complete control over your individual liberties? Is that not exactly what the Constitution was designed to prevent? And the long view here, and the questions we should be asking, are what is happening and what's next?
This we got from the party of choice.
Well, and not only that, but I mean, think about what they accused George W. Bush of doing. He's expanding the deficit. He's taking away your individual liberties with the Patriot Act. These people have no ground to stand on if you're talking about expanding the deficit and taking over individual liberties. So that's one man's opinion. I could be wrong.
I have really newfound respect for the global warming people. In the fact that they can make all this money with a stupid idea.
It is an idiotic idea.
Well, who's stupid here? Us or them?
Anybody who goes
Oh,
along
we're
with
stupid.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
yeah.
They're
Nice.
making money on a theory.
We
it.
have
These
our
are people
heads
who
in
gave
the
us the
sand.
extinction of spotted owl and radon poisoning.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well,
And they can't tell me when it's going to rain.
Oh yeah.
I'm
We're
amazed.
flat earthers. That's what we are. We don't
I'm
believe.
amazed.
Absolutely.
with this-
But you have to give them credit. They came up with this idea.
It's genius.
Al Gore. Look, he's made hundreds of millions of dollars.
Go for it, Lance.
With
I'm amazed with the dissemination of information today that this kind of stuff that you're talking about, these emails and stuff, haven't gotten out sooner. It reminds me of that whole Borat thing years ago where those South Carolina students were videotaped and they made some racial slurs, et cetera, et cetera. And they were all upset that it showed up, on a movie.
YouTube,
You know,
Nothing is safe.
So nothing is sacred. It's just nuts. But I mean, it's good that it came out, and consensus. The consensus was the word they were batting around.
Right.
Scientists don't come to a consensus. It's either hard facts or it's not hard facts.
Here's a hard fact. We got to cut this segment off.
That's right.
We'll be right back. CulverRadio.com. We might even do a little more politics. Stick around.